Oh, what's going on, guys? Jetxc here, and we got done yesterday with the nice stream. It was pretty long, about 5 hours, but we did go through the story. We went through the entire collab. We took a look at Sword Maiden's kit. We rolled for Priestess, which I'll try and get a video up of my rolls on YouTube as soon as I can. But yeah, we had a bit of fun. I think it was a fun, entertaining time. Um, Overall, I'd say people rated the collab like a 6 or a 7. No matter how you feel about the cutscenes, I think the collab overall was solid. Actually, the most fan service we got was probably with Shara and the whole Goblin thing. That was probably the most fan service we got out of that. So that was definitely one of the highlights of the collab. But yeah, if you've been a fan of the anime, you really got the feeling that it was kind of like another Goblin Slayer episode, honestly. And everything took place in like Shara's flashback, basically. So pretty solid. Now we did go over some of the stuff with Priestess and Levia. If you guys don't know, there were many suggestions that, hey, Overheat Levia and Priestess would be a good combo because if you combine Priestess vulnerability effect with Levia, you can essentially do the same effect every single turn, right? And in Fiend Hunt, I think it's a decently good idea. You just need to make sure you have enough SP battery. Well, you need to bring someone that can give you enough SP, right? Which would be Goblin Slayer, and then maybe if you could fit some chain in there, that would be nice. But in general, it does a lot, and I mean a lot of damage. So it's a pretty solid combo. I think in regular regular mobs, like regular PvE modes, like story or something like that, or challenge battle, you can clear out just about anybody with that team combo. So yeah, it's a pretty solid combo, and I think a lot of people were right. It definitely is good, and I got Priestess +5 with her weapon, so I was able to kind of give a good test. I only got one copy of High Archer Elf. We'll have to see what I do with her. But yeah, that was a pretty good combo. Now, another thing that we saw was Sword Maiden's ability, and I wanted to highlight this, right? Because Sword Maiden currently is kind of looking decent. Well, actually, not really decent. She's not looking too good. So if you take a look, for 5 SP, cooldown 3 turns, attack the enemy 3 times, dealing magic damage equal to 220% of your magic attack. So she's dealing about 660 magic percentage in a cross range, right? The only thing that sucks about this is the cooldown time. That means she has to wait every other turn, so she can't repeatedly do the attack. I'm hoping possibly that we'll be able to get a skill potential that will reduce the cooldown by 2. So I don't want to set off any alarms or anything like that. Or maybe the SP by 1. I don't know. That would be nice to have as well in terms of like SP points being reduced and cooldown down by 2. But we'll have to see. I don't want to say this is bad quite yet, but uh, I will say we've had like units like Yozakura. And Yozakura is somebody that, although she has the same 3-turn cooldown, she does have like that attack buff that she gives that she gets like after using her ability, right? So she auto attacks and it does a lot of damage. But even then, I don't really use Yozakura like that. But to be fair, I don't really use Yomi either. But I know for newer players, they found some uses for those when they were doing the collab during that time. So we'll have to see what happens with Sword Maiden. Let me know what you guys think about her. I'd say so far the most useful unit is probably Priestess out of everybody. So that's pretty interesting. And again, I know devs don't want to make OP units, and I can agree with that, especially with all the drama. I won't call it drama, but, you know, Eris and Hikage were OP units, and Eris was seeing use everywhere. Hikage was adding chain like no other. So I can understand they don't want to really pressure players into having to get these units, and if they're not available anymore due to it being a collab, right, they don't feel, new players or veteran players even don't feel left out because they don't have this game-changing character that was a collab unit. So I know a lot of people want to find like a middle ground, probably, if anything, but at the same time, I get where the devs are coming from. I will say though, there is zero pressure, guys, to pull for these units. So whatever your reason is, just save your tickets, right? Just save your tickets. I do think the collab is solid. I can understand people being upset over the skills. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about Sword Maiden. And to be honest with you, for future collabs, we're not going to get OP units like a Hikage and a Eris anymore. We just might get like okay to good units that may pop up during Fiend Hunt or Guild Raid where you need like a big team or multiple teams, right? I mean, there's plenty of characters currently right now. Look, I love Morpia. Bro, I can't even find a place to use Morpia, really. So it sucks, but hopefully maybe we'll see some good stuff with this costume, but I don't know really the solution, because I don't necessarily think complaining to devs that we need to make kits stronger will be a good idea, because if one of them just happens to be good enough, then we're going to get the same repeated cycle of people complaining about rerunning collabs. So and to be honest, it's super rare to have a gacha game rerun a collab. It's so rare. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of her kit. Overall, I think in the chat we gave the collab probably a 6, 7 out of 10. I gave it a 7. Others gave it a 6. Those were probably like the most like accepted scores, I would say. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Overall, the Priestess combo did work with Overheat Levia. Definitely give it a shot. And yeah, that's really it from me, guys. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Later.